What the was that?
James, it's Valtteri.
There's something loose between my legs.
You mean like forever? I don't know.
Tripping major nutsack.
Come on! No more radio for the rest of the race.
Hello everyone and welcome along to the reserve drivers as we wrap up Baku, preview France, and
It's a lot of fun.
not sure about a lot of fun, but we'll see how we go. I'm Tim McDonald, he's Luke Rocker. Luke, where are you?
Timmy, I work for Pirelli. I'm in witness protection.
We may not be in the same room, but we can still have a live audience.
They're not happy, Tim. They're not happy.
What a weekend it was in Baku. So many huge talking points, none bigger than
Very difficult to pass wind in a race car because that involves relaxing one's sphincter.
we're not going to be relaxing our sphincters. Keep our sphincters tight here, Lukey boy.
I thought F1 was going for zero carbon emission.
David Coulthard's sphincter is looking like a Pirelli left rear, if you know what I mean. At the moment.
Tim, lockdown or not, it is good to be with you. The boys are back, and gee, it's hard to tell who the fans like more.
It's like comparing burgers to bananas. They're both food, but we know which one we like the best.
I'm the burger, you're the banana. Let's get this show on the road.
You look like you've had a few burgers, Lukey boy, to tell you the truth. So before we get into it, make sure you hit subscribe and leave us a comment in the comments below. We love all of your feedback.
They were confused. They were bamboozled. They had no idea.
And that's one of the positive ones. That's another positive one. So leave us a comment in the comments below.
That is a genuinely accurate description of me reading comments. I am bamboozled, but I love it anyways.
What a weekend we saw in Baku, Lukey boy.
It's like a reserve drivers episode, Tim. A little bit boring throughout the start, but oh boy, is it dramatic towards the end.
Well, we're going to be looking back at the highs.
I don't want to jinx it, but he's been an absolute in a world of his own, hasn't he?
And of course, the lows.
Oh, and that's
Tyre
Max
for Max
Verstappen. Max Verstappen on the main straight.
I'd like to apologise to our Dutch fans for playing that without warning.
Look, the reaction in the Red Bull garage after Max Verstappen's incident, it was intense. There's Christian Horner, head in his hands, one Red Bull mechanic even vomiting into his helmet. That was how tough it was for the Red Bull team. How did Mercedes react? Oh, okay, slightly differently. Mercedes were loving it, Lukey boy, right up until this moment.
Perez tries to cut off Hamilton, who locks up and goes straight on.
Hamilton locks up, he went straight on, Lukey boy.
I yelled, Tim, when I saw it.
You're not the only one.
We're underway, lights out, and Perez immediately jumps across. Lewis Hamilton's going to get the lead. Lewis Hamilton takes it away, but he locks on, and he's lost it.
Mark Webber's lost it, to tell you the truth. That's an incredibly tight sphincter by the sounds of things.
And that gives you a real insight into some of the team meetings that Red Bull would have had when Webber was at the helm.
That's not the first time that Mark Webber's been lost for words. Cast our minds back to the start of the season in 2019 at the Australian Grand Prix launch.
Give the guys a bit of a grilling here this afternoon.
We have.
And I
Good
know
selection.
how much you enjoy that.
Well, we can throw to them now. So, Jess,
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. He's a seamless commentary professional, Mark Webber. He needed commentary magic there, Lukey boy.
But Tim, the end of Baku, the degradation of Max's tyre and Lewis running off had massive championship ramifications. That's the most professional sentence I've ever uttered on this show.
That's the first time we've mentioned the championship on this show, Lukey boy. What are you talking about?
Well, it's heating up, and oh boy, there is a war of words brewing between the team bosses. Here is Christian Horner having a zing against Toto Wolff.
And if it comes out of the wash.
If I was Toto with the front wing he's got on his car, I'd keep my mouth shut.
And of course, there's all this controversy about the flexi wing with Mercedes, Red Bull. So the Horn had a go at the Wolf, and the Wolf howled back.
Yeah, Christian is a bit of a windbag who wants to be on camera.
Windbag. I haven't heard anyone being called a windbag. That's how you know he means business.
We heard a bit of Mark Webber's windbag earlier on, Lukey boy, to tell you the truth.
Let's not hear David Coulthard's, though.
No, that is a tight windbag. Absolutely spot on. The flexi wing. That was the big controversy. And it wasn't just the flexi wing that Mercedes were unhappy about. We saw the flexi headphones. Okay, we're in the steward's room with Michael Massey, and have a look at the headphones of the guy in the middle. What is that? What is he doing with those headphones? Look at that. He's got the low downforce headphones. Look at that. Look at the airflow through those headphones. That is extraordinary. That's a 3-place grid penalty for those headphones. Tough weekend for Max Verstappen. Lukey boy was leading the race, lost it when the tyre blew up, but it did give us one of our favourite things in Formula One, an all-time great walk of shame. It just keeps going.
That is one of the best.
like a Pirelli. He's exploded.
But Tim, there was a race winner we are yet to talk about. A big congratulations to Sergio Perez, Checo Perez himself. Sergio is in the mix, and I'll tell you why, Tim. Mind games, okay? He's starting to play the mind games they talk of in an F1 championship. Have a listen to Sergio Perez get inside Max's head in a post-race interview.
Man, very sorry for you, man. Great job today. Thanks, man. Enjoy, man.
Enjoy? Max Verstappen just had the worst loss in his career, and Sergio is telling him to enjoy it.
But look, well done, Sergio Perez. And to the victor go the spoils, as Ted Kravitz found out.
What does Checo get delivered to him by Xavi, his guy? Oh, a choice between full-fat Red Bull and Diet Red Bull. Sugar-free. He's chosen the sugar-free, hasn't he? Is it the sugar-free or the diet? It's the sugar-free. But yeah, always choose the sugar-free, kids. Unless you want a double buzz.
Tell you someone who needs a double buzz, Licky Boy. Ted Kravitz. What is he talking about?
I tell you what, sugar-free Red Bull and cheese. That's a hell of a diet.
If you thought the tyres were exploding at the rear, wait till you have sugar-free Red Bull and cheese. That is one tight sphincter.
It's going to need to be.
But well done to Checo. His 6th race at Red Bull and his first win. And look, it's all down to the incredible relationships he's built at the team.
Adrian.
How are you doing? Okay?
You good?
Yeah, good, thanks, you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good.
Yeah, all good?
Yeah, well,
Nice break?
yeah, good actually. All good.
Yeah.
Those are two people who could use a sugar-free Red Bull, Licky Boy, to tell you the truth.
I tell you what, Adrian Newey can design a hell of a car, but can't conversate. No.
We should get him on this show with that level of conversation, with that level of banter. During the red flag in Baku, we heard one of my all-time favourite Formula One phrases.
Valtteri Bottas has just passed me as well, just taken an opportunity to take a comfort break.
A comfort break, Licky Boy. Taking a comfort break. And for Valtteri Bottas, a comfort break is anywhere outside Mercedes. How would you describe a comfort break?
Someone who's had too much sugar-free Red Bull and too much cheese would definitely be taking a few comfort breaks.
And look, some comfort breaks, Licky Boy, are more urgent than others. This is Michael Massey, and he's in real need of a comfort break. He showed himself the brown flag. That is how much he needed a comfort break, Licky Boy.
That might explain why he's pulling out the red flag every 2 seconds. He needs a break.
One man who has taken his fair share of comfort breaks in his Formula One career, David Coulthard.
Hey.
Here he is explaining his comfort break protocol.
Adrenaline and fear is a great laxative, so we never have a problem to empty one's bowels.
I'm going to write that one down. What was it, Tim? Here I am going to my doctor, putting me on a high-fiber diet. All I need is adrenaline and fear.
And a bit of sugar-free Red Bull. That'll do the trick, no doubt about it. Look, David Coulthard has never had a problem emptying his bowels, unlike this friend of the show.
So we're going to try and get you some new angles on this thing.
He has real trouble emptying his bowels, Licky Boy.
There it is.
Real trouble.
For all those playing at home, there is the Nico Vlogsberg GoPro up the arse clip.
But look, David Coulthard is not the only Formula One commentator who has trouble emptying his bowels.
Okay, we're still on this. We're still talking about it. Okay.
Friend of the show, Mark Webber.
Both of us have weed in the car once in our careers, which is quite extraordinary.
He put an inflection on the wrong word. He was meant to say extraordinary, except he went weed.
I'll let Mark explain what he meant.
Oh, like, mate, to wee in your own... Like a pair of sitting upright with your clothes on.
Weeing upright with your clothes on.
What interviews are you watching?
Look, Channel 4's F1 coverage is a little bit different.
Is it hosted by Dr. Oz?
It's sponsored by Metamucil, to tell you the truth. Look, it's embarrassing peeing upright in your own clothes, but...
Oh, like, mate, to wee in your own...
Podcast is just... He did it then. Even talking about weeing, he pissed himself.
Hang on, I've got to take a comfort break, Timmy.
Mark Webber hasn't even just pissed in his car, Licky Boy. He's even done it commentating.
Lewis Hamilton takes it away, but he locks off, and he's lost it.
Mark Webber's bowels lost it there, Licky Boy. And look, Mark Webber, he's not even the only Baku
still
commentator. I'm like a Mark Webber piss. This is just going on and on and on. Mark Webber wasn't even the only Baku commentator to lose control of his bowels.
That's going to be a long, painful end to the race for Charles Leclerc. Look, both fronts locked.
Sounded like a long, painful end to Paul di Resta.
Congratulations to all those still watching. You have officially lasted the longest segment we've ever run here. I think we all can collectively do an
Relax your sphincters, everybody. It's time for a comfort break.
Tim, it's time for a reserve drivers classic, as as crowned by me, it is F1 drivers immediately shutting down cute kid questions. This is the segment where an F1 driver gets asked a ridiculously cute question by a ridiculously cute kid, only to immediately shut it down. Here's Isabel with the question.
Hello, my question is, if you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say? Good luck.
If you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say?
We can't even keep our viewers' attention for 30 seconds.
An aspiring question, a motivational question. And here's Kimi Räikkönen with the answer.
Kimi?
Luckily, I've never been put in a position, so I have no idea. But,
No idea, but he did elaborate a little.
I guess there's a million things you could say, and whatever you would say, someone will like it, someone not, so...
There's a million things he could have said, but he said nothing. That was F1 drivers immediately shutting down cute kid questions.
Time to talk about one of my favourite parts of Formula One, the anthems. The on-track anthems at the start of every Grand Prix. We've seen some beauties this year. We've seen the power of the Italian national anthem. L'Italia! There's a man who's pissed himself a couple of times in that performance, Lucky Boy, to tell you the truth.
It just gets me every time.
Then we saw the power of the Bahraini national anthem. There he is, with a personal protective mustache, just keeping COVID safe. But Lucky Boy, they pale in comparison to the Azerbaijani national anthem. You're right, do you need to take a comfort break? Because some anthems, Lucky Boy, are packed full of history and tradition, and some anthems are written 5 minutes before the performance. That was a short meeting, coming up with that anthem, Lucky Boy.
Although I reckon Azerbaijan holds the mantle for first ever anthem with choreography.
In fairness to Azerbaijan, they're spending less time on their anthems, more time building the Death Star. Look at this. Look at this. I don't know what it is, but it's coming to kill us all. That's got a few flexi wings on it, Lucky Boy, whatever that is.
Reserve drivers, towing the line of foreign diplomacy since 2019. Timothy, an awesome week for AlphaTauri. Gasly P3, Tsunoda P7, and everyone is impressed with Yuki Tsunoda, not least his team boss, Franz Tost. Here he is in the team boss press conference, answering a question about what happens if Yuki Tsunoda continues his upwards trajectory.
If he works hard enough in the gym, as you said before, are you going to invite him for your famous Marillenknödel?
Now, if Yuki Tsunoda continues to improve, Franz Tost, team boss of AlphaTauri, might invite him over for a bit of Marillenknödel.
For the Marillenknödel, he must work a little bit harder and to have more success before he gets the Marillenknödel, yeah?
Timmy, I hope you weren't thinking that Yuki Tsunoda was going to get that Marillenknödel anytime soon.
Mark Webber's been pissing out of his Marillenknödel, Lucky Boy. What is Marillenknödel?
It's actually a German dish. It's kind of like dumplings. I looked it up. And if you're in his good books, he invites you round to his joint, his lair, maybe, potentially. But I tell you what, he's making Yuki Tsunoda work for it. Here he is outlining Yuki Tsunoda's timetable of training.
The daily routine is quite easy. He has to be in the gym at around 9 o'clock to 11:30, 12 o'clock. He is together with the engineers. Then he has an English lesson. Then once more together with the engineers. He's allowed to go once more into the gym. Then he should go to sleep. Easy.
And who devised this program for him? Was it you?
Yes.
Tim, there are military operations in foreign countries with less on their itinerary than what Yuki Tsunoda has to go through in his daily routine.
Lucky Boy, prisoners in Guantanamo Bay have it easier than Yuki Tsunoda.
A toast to France, Timmy.
And Marillenknödels to the toast.
Sticking with the press conference, Tim, we know they've gone online, we know they've gone digital through a Zoom call of some sorts, and with that comes technical difficulties.
Next, please, Sandor Messaros from Autosport as Formula Magazine. Sandor, you are on mute, I think. We can't hear you, Sandor. No. No, still nothing. Do we have anyone else?
Oh, poor Sandor. Mind you, it's even funnier a second time.
Next, please, Sandor Meszaros from Autosport S Formula Magazine. Sandor, you are on mute, I think. We can't hear you, Sandor. No. No, still nothing. Do we have anyone else in the waiting room?
No, look, I feel bad for laughing. Technological difficulties can get...
Oh, sorry, Luke, your mic's off. Sorry, Luke, I think your mic's off. Is there anyone else in the waiting room? Time for one of our favourite segments on the show. It's time for the return of 10-foot boom pole contender of the week. And well done, Pierre Gasly. Got a podium in Baku and an appearance on 10-foot boom pole.
They will be upset for Yuki Tsunoda.
Look at that, Lukey boy.
Wanting him to learn and take lessons from today.
It's impaled that guy in the front.
That's a never-ending boom pole. Nice entry, Tim.
Now, you can't say that when we're talking about boom poles, Lukey boy, because your sphincter's going to be tightened up if you've got a boom pole entry.
I see your length, but I raise you speed. Take a look at this quick-moving boom pole behind Mattia Binotto in this interview.
And I think whatever will happen, important for us against
Wait
Bouchard.
for it, wait for it.
Let me say progress, which is more important. And it looks like Charles.
Off he goes. This time, let's hope. He's moving. That's a quick boom pole. That's an agile boom pole, and he wasn't done there.
Sebastian Vettel finishing P2, Aston Martin's first podium.
There's more where that came from, Timmy.
For Daniel at the end of the race, but
that boom pole was everywhere in the paddock.
That's a 100-mile-an-hour boom pole of the week. But look, we started with length, you went speed, I raise you position.
Mattia, thank you for joining us.
Look at that. He looks like he's holding his Marillenknödel, Lukey boy.
This is why 10-foot boom pole contender of the week has taken the F1 world by storm, Tim. You never know which boom pole you're going to get.
Leave us a comment in the comments below. Which boom pole do you think was boom pole of the week? Length, speed, or position? Lukey boy, you know I like to keep an eye on commentary, and Martin Brundle wasn't in Baku. Paul di Resta was taking his place, and what I love about Paul di Resta's commentary is he calls it as he sees it, and Paul di Resta sees a lot.
You can see Hamilton's going to benefit, you can see Norris getting sandwiched, you can see Stroll 4 abreast, you can see their lightning reaction, you can see the traffic lights, you can see it filters in, you can see on the acceleration, you can see with that extra charge, you can see it slightly gives up, you can see it's already failed, you can see it spooked them, but you can see they're working hard at it. You can see the Red Bulls, you can see Verstappen, but you can see Perez, you can just see Hamilton, you can just see that flashing up your screen now. That silver thing you can see the Mercedes blinking.
I'll tell you who's not blinking, Paul di Resta. His eyes are wide open. He is looking at everything. That's someone who's had a bit of sugar-free Red Bull.
And look, speaking of commentary, Lukey boy, like an F1 show that's run out of ideas, it's time for the return of this.
Like a fruit machine at an arcade.
Like Pavlov's dog, like a ferret in surgery. Like the inside of a ball of mozzarella cheese.
Like an octopus fighting an octopus.
Almost like asking a goat to remain within jabbing distance of a T-Rex.
What's the old phrase, Crofty?
I've got balls, but none of them is crystal.
It's like a caged tiger. It's like a quiet boy.
Like a whale.
Like he's got razor blades on his elbows.
Metaphorically, doesn't he?
Metaphormula 1. This is the segment where we review the metaphors, the similes, the analogies in the commentary box, starting with Crofty even before the race began.
Red Bull and Mercedes scrapping like a couple of heavyweights, prepared for the long haul.
Well done, Crofty. A cracking start to Metaphormula 1. Let's hand it over to Ted Kravitz. Can he deliver a better metaphor?
Christian Horner, who's just looking like a month of Sundays, and what's the Martin Brundle TM phrase on this? Like he's got a dental appointment on a black month of Sundays.
You've killed Martin Brundle with that metaphor, Ted Kravitz. That is a red flag. That is a Metaphormula 1 red flag.
Are you sure that's not part of Yuki Tsunoda's daily timetable? Timmy, there's something that caught my ear during the F1 coverage. Usually we call him the smooth operator. However, I'm not going to give Simon Lazenby the honour of that this week because he's had a bit of a dig out of someone or something we hold dear here on the Reserve Drivers, and that is the F1 Reserve Driver community. Have a listen to Simon Lazenby introduce Alpine F1 Reserve Driver Daniel Kvyat.
One man who I'm sure would rather still be in a Red Bull than actually reserve driver for Alpine at the moment is Daniel Kvyat. Nevertheless,
he's laughing at him. It is an honourable profession to be a reserve driver, let me tell you.
Danny, in your role as test and reserve driver for Alpine, what have you been up to?
Not much at the moment. Well, I've been attending all the meetings with the team. listening, trying to keep an eye on the situation.
Security. Daniel Kvyat is keeping eye on situation. Security. Ring the alarms.
Yeah, but it's okay because he's like Sandor, Lucky Boy. He's got his mic off, so it's fine. It is absolutely fine.
I'll tell you one thing he hasn't been doing, and that's working on his co-host presenting abilities.
Your immediate reaction to what has been the most insane Grand Prix?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how insane, but it was quite. The end was crazy. But we got Lando here, I think. How was it?
Listen, if that's Daniel Kvyat keeping eye on the situation, then the broadcast is in strife.
I'd kill for a co-host like that, Lucky Boy. Jeez.
Look, what Daniel might lack in being a competent and creative co-host, he makes up for in his fist-pumping abilities.
We've got P3 with us right now.
Well done, man.
Pierre Gasly, congratulations.
He goes out of his way.
Today. Fist pumps all round.
That is Daniel Kvyat going out of his way for his fist bump, and as you know on the show, we love a good fist bump. He's got a long way to go if he wants to get to this level.
See you in a bit. Well done. Okay. Well done.
Max and Lewis, Lukey Boy, the championship is heating up and things are going to get tight, as Johnny Herbert pointed out.
For sure, because I think the French one is going to be mighty tight.
Hopefully not as tight as Johnny's pants. Can we zoom in and have a look at those? No. What is going on there?
Tim, this is low-hanging fruit. I mean, actually, no, that's wrong. There's no flexibility in that wing, I'll tell you that much.
That is a Marillenknödel if ever I've seen one.
Would you prefer I said scrotum?
That's probably the word. That is probably the word we need to use.
Glad we cleared that up.
Hey, well done to the pole sitter, Lukey Boy. Charles Leclerc, 2 pole positions in a row, and at Baku, it was all down to this.
I think he's wonderful, and it's just lovely to see that Scarlet Ferrari on that pole position.
Absolutely massively helped by a monster toe as well by Hamilton.
He got the monster toe from Hamilton, Lukey Boy, and if you want to see what a monster toe looks like...
The French one is going to be mighty tight.
There it is there. That is a monster toe. That's what you need in qualifying, Lukey Boy. I believe Johnny Herbert is just about to take a comfort break by the look of that footage.
You know, it's always lovely at the end of a recording of our episodes to wonder, will this be our last one? Will they shut us down for good? Timmy, before we leave, I want to draw your attention. It was Monday night, okay? I was still calming down from the thrill that was the Baku GP the night before. And I put on some light Australian television entertainment. Wow. And sure enough, what do I see?
Joining us, broadcaster, podcaster, and hot tub streamer, Tim McDonald.
Oh, now hold the phone. What's all this all about?
That is an Australian comedy quiz show. Have you been paying attention? It's,
comedy show? What are you doing on it?
Well, Sandor's mic was muted, so I had to step in at the last minute. Look, it was great fun to be back on the show this week, and we talked about something that may interest you.
Because you do a Formula One podcast, is that right?
I do. It's called The Reserve Drivers, Tom, and it's not even on template. That's
okay,
how,
that's it.
That's how low down it is.
Who else do you do it with?
I do it with another guy called Luke Rocker.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, you both thought there'd be someone that I knew less than you.
You're on TV, Lukey Boy. You're famous.
Timmy, when I was a little boy and I was dreaming at night of my name being on a premier network television show in Australia, I didn't expect it to come with a savage burn, let me tell you.
Interesting, Lukey Boy. After I mentioned your name, the show was red flagged. We had to stop for an hour and a half.
What I find the funniest about that clip is your understandable reluctance to say my name. Look, Tim, I don't want to burst your bubble. I know you're going places and you're on TV. You become a regular on that show, but I did have a few people text me saying I got a bigger laugh than you throughout the whole night. So that's one to me. People in the comments abuse Tim as a comedian.
Hey, next week, you're being replaced by Danny Kvyat, Lukey Boy. You're out of here. I'm going to mute your microphone. All right, we are getting the wind up now, Lukey Boy. We've got to jump out of here.
Yeah, I've got to sort out my Marillenknödel.
I'm off for a comfort break. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and keep the comments coming.
And tell a friend, word of mouth. There's good things happen in the reserve drivers community. We want you a part of it.
And we'll give the final word tonight to this man.
Sandor, you are on mute, I think. We can't hear you, Sandor. Do we have anyone else?
Oh.